Hours after U.S. President Donald Trump issued Moscow a new deadline to end its war in Ukraine, Ukraine says that Russia responded with attacks that killed over 24 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of targeting a prison in the Zaporizhia region with glide bombs and ballistic missiles in an overnight strike. That strike killed at least 27 people across the country. According to Ukrainian officials, Russian forces struck the Zaporizhia district 8 times with FAB bombs overnight.
There was one bomb, then another one hit the canteen, then there was a third one. It was dark, there was dust, people were shouting, some were alive. Some dead, some had lost their legs, and half of the people were on fire.
Rescue workers were seen searching for survivors in pictures released by the region's emergency services. And according to local officials, 274 people were serving sentences in the prison facility. In addition to the glide bomb attack, the Ukrainian Air Force said that Russia had launched 37 drones and 2 missiles overnight, adding that its air defense systems had downed 32 of the drones. According to Ukrainian officials, at least 6 people were killed in separate overnight Russian strikes in Kharkiv, including a 23-year-old pregnant woman. The Russian Defense Ministry claimed fresh advances across the front line with Ukraine, saying its forces had taken control of 2 more villages, one in Donetsk and another in Zaporizhia. However, the Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, says that Moscow remains committed to the peace process to resolve the conflict. Earlier, Trump had shortened the 50-day ultimatum he had issued to Russian President Vladimir Putin to 10 or 12 days, underscoring frustration with Putin over the Kremlin war. Trump has threatened to slap tariffs on Russia and secondary tariffs on buyers of Russian oil. Mr. Bishop Garrison is a former senior advisor to the Secretary of Defense and current senior fellow and adjunct professor, National Security Institute at George Mason University Law School. He is now joining us live. Thank you very much for your time. Let's try and decode how the Kremlin reacted to Trump's ultimatum. Dmitry Medvedev, the deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, framed Trump's challenge as a dangerous escalation. He says that Trump should remember 2 things. 1, Russia is not Israel or Iran. 2, each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war. Your reaction?
First off, thank you for having me. My reaction is Russia is entering a period of desperation here, and that's, I think, a huge part of what these attacks represent. Russia is looking for an opportunity to push Ukraine into decisions, into poor decisions, into agreements that they would not otherwise do, and they're using this opportunity, this 10 to 12-day window that President Trump is presenting the most detrimental type of force, the most treacherous types of tactics that they can at this point.
Mr. Garrison, cross-border strikes continue regardless. What do you predict could or will happen in the coming 10 days or in the period of Trump's ultimatum?
Well, a myriad of outcomes could really come from this. I think one thing you're going to see is that Russia is going to continue these exact type of strikes. I think that the Ukrainian government, the Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian army have continued to demonstrate their resiliency. You're going to see them continue to fight back. There are already reports that they were utilizing a variety of larger long-range drones in order to strike back into Russian territory, both Russian-occupied territory and to Russia itself. So you're going to see this continue to escalate to some degree. I think it's going to be necessary for the president and our allies, U.S. allies, to go ahead and put more sanctions on Russia, as many as they can, in order to deter this type of continued activity. I think we're going to see it continue. It sounds as though Vladimir Putin and his government are going to test everyone's resolve. So they're going to push further until some type of external major activity forces their hand here.
Mr. Garrison, very quickly before I let you go, Russia says it's willing to speak, but if sanctions are issued to the country, then would that not make Putin more angry and more aggressive? quickly?
I don't think anything is going to appease Putin and quench his appetite short of Ukraine's complete and total surrender at this point. And that's what they're going to look for. They're going to look to continue to hold Ukrainian territory that they have illegally captured throughout this heinous war, and they're going to look for the Ukrainian government to ensure that it will not attempt to enter NATO, and that it will continue to disarm itself. That's the only thing that's going to appease Putin, and whether sanctions come or not, they're going to continue this until the United States and its allies push back.
Bishop Garrison, thank you for your time. Thank you for talking to WION World is One today.
Thank you for having me.